And welcome back to episode 16 of Crits&Knits.
16.
Woo! Old enough to get a driver's license.
Oh, goodness, we are. That's terrifying. We don't need, none of you need to be driving.
Oh, no. Give Erasmus a
Erasmus
car.
behind the wheel? Oh, no.
No, obviously Nilitha's the one that drives.
Drives people crazy.
Wah, wah.
Who wants to recap what happened last time? Does
So
anyone remember what happened last time?
Herder actually wrote a ballad about the last couple of things. So if you'd like Herder to give a recap for a couple of minutes, he could do that.
Absolutely.
I'm begging you.
Our story starts in me humble bar where I was pushing some barrels around. From the other side of the basement wall was an ominous, soft scratching sound. When a party arrived, having come from the frog, after burning that place to the ground, they agreed to come down to the basement below and see if a source could be found. Well, the basement was full of creatures most foul, who could turn their victims to stone. But the party was quick with their thrusts and their spells, and they fought the foul birds to the bone. Nelitha leapt to my aid against one, while some vicious words I did hone. And the battle was brief, but the battle was strong, and the source of these birds stayed unknown. In the course of the fight, after things settled down, Erasmus opened his hole. Among the treasures he kept, hidden deep down inside, from his hole an odd egg did roll. He offered a shrug, and he set it aside, but some questions tugged deep at his soul. What's inside the egg? Is Owen the dad? Well, some things are beyond our control. Then we climbed through the wall, and we followed the path to a room with a sight to behold. A creature with eyes, and with beams and more eyes. What the sweet hell? A battle unfolds. Owen charged forth with his whip and his sword, recalling the battles of old. And Isolt's flaming smite delivered the blow that, with Herder's help, laid it cold.
Fantastic. That was amazing.
Bard at your service.
Yeah.
I love it so much.
So that'll be dropping on Tuesday as the next.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
So that's
So
what
good.
happened. And Nelitha was, of course, busy elsewhere. When you guys finished the battle, you did go upstairs to, take a rest. And even though it didn't take that long to defeat the cockatrices and the beholder, you still called it a night. Oh, that's right! DB didn't know that it was a beholder that was down there.
no.
I said behold in the song.
You kept cutting in and out for me a little bit,
Oh,
so I
sorry.
didn't hear everything. It was
also-
very good.
It was the beholder that was down there.
Cool beans.
Eyes and more eyes.
Yeah, I got that, but there's
Eyes,
a lot of
too many
things.
eyes.
There's a lot of things in D&D that have eyes, lots of eyes.
That's fair.
Yeah, but this was the big thing with lots of eyes.
And floating via spite.
Yeah.
Oh, me on a Monday morning.
Spite and coffee.
Well,
Not
yeah.
even coffee.
So you all headed back upstairs, hung out at the Stout Singer, did your open mic night, had some fun there, and called it a night. You all got to go home and take a long rest. You come back the next morning because, well, where else are you going to have breakfast?
Sure is a shame Nelta burned down that bar.
What's wrong with this one?
I come in bringing breakfast meats, going, I did not burn down the bar.
It's transitive.
It's not.
As you all are walking in, I need everyone to roll me a perception.
Oh my god. The plan worked. He's dead. No, I'm just kidding. Perception?
Perception.
Okay.
That's a 21 for me.
Okay.
10.
15.
26.
All right. So, Nelith, you actually are a few steps ahead of Isolt, and you see the note stuck to the door. You grab it on your way in, because, might be important. And once you set down your breakfast meats, you go ahead and open it up because, well, you're nosy, aren't you?
I would have made sure no one saw me take the note.
Okay. You open the note, and it reads, Dear companions.
And new guy, I guess. I've been called away at the behest of my sister, and you know how older sisters can be. My niece's new bakery has a pixie infestation, and rather than hire an exterminator, Uncle Owen has been summoned to deal with it. Why pay someone when you can just get your brother to do it? And so I must take my leave for now. I will return as soon as I am able. Hopefully Chayla won't mind me taking advantage of her services to get back to you quicker. May you find glory at the other end of the hole. Your obedient servant, Owen Thorne.
Always with a hole.
Well, Owen won't be joining us.
What?
Yeah.
With the one with the whip?
No, he will not be joining us. It looks like he was summoned away by his sister to take care of some pixies.
Oh, hell. He's going to be gone a while. He hates pixies.
Does he like a lot of things? Sounds about right.
Valid.
But I mean, they're basically magical termites, really, when you get down to it.
I mean...
Probably easier than cockatrices. Cockatry?
Oh, no, you can get hexed all up by a pixie.
Interesting.
You ever had a pixie turn you into a frog?
I can't say that I have. I don't think that was a pixie.
Well, all I'm going to say is that sometimes running away is real hard when you ain't used to having, weird folding legs.
Jumpers?
Yeah. Weird fold legs, just like, oh man. Yeah.
So what I have learned about you in the short amount of time that we have actually been hanging out and talking is you have pissed off a horse or two, and you've been turned into a frog by a pixie.
Was that at the same time?
No, that was a while apart.
Interesting.
Also, I mean, it was a while between the horses, but
Oh, you didn't consecutively piss off horses.
Well, you get kicked by one horse. You decide to stay the hell away from him, and then you go somewhere. There's a stall. You know what? Anyway.
Oh, go on.
I don't know if I want to know what you did to piss off a horse.
It was looking at me funny.
So what did you do? Just stab it? Like,
I
lost my accent.
No, I took a salt lick. And I ran.
Anyway, I brought...
I'm beginning to understand why the frog burned down.
You're just now understanding. Wow.
You know what?
Well, you guys, y'all did help me with the stuff in the basement, so you're still welcome. But
no, hold on. I have never burned down a bar.
Neither have I.
Shed? Absolutely.
Palace once or twice.
But you don't mess with the place that you eat and drink.
Yeah, guardhouse?
Of course not.
Oh, so many guardhouses. And an outhouse.
Was anybody in the outhouse?
No, I was out of spite.
Was it with the horse?
No,
Because that was also spite.
The horse's outhouse.
No, the horse was not involved.
The whorehouse? Is that what?
Now, look, there was also the time that I did try to burn down a water closet, but that didn't work out too well.
I'm sure all the water helped prevent that.
No. I'm not talking about like a place with water. I'm talking about one of those crenellated drop spots on the side of a castle.
I don't think those are technically water closets.
They are, in fact, water closets. Well, they're the precursor to water closets.
Okay. Well, I have brought some breakfast.
Hey, yeah, breakfast is nice.
Especially because I hear that you all fought more bullshit after I left.
Yeah, there was a beholder.
Ooh.
I was like, what the sweet hell is going on in my basement?
You know, maybe this is the place we should burn down next.
We can't burn down all of the eatories in a single town.
Hey, listen, I did not burn down the frog. I had nothing to do with it. No, I had nothing to do with it.
Who taught who how to cook? Who gave who a cooking lesson?
Yeah, Nelitha puts her hand over Erasmus's mouth.
Don't
anyway.
chew on her hand,
For the record,
Erasmus.
I'm in favor of burning down the frog. So it's all, I'm fine with this.
That's rude as hell.
That is rude as hell.
Agatha and I, we don't get along right now.
Oh, I'm sure
Right
she'll
now?
be here soon. Are you, is there, relationship issues there?
From what I hear about y'all, you would know about relationship issues and the burning down the house. So
I don't know what you're talking. I'm just saying that your problem in the basement would not be a problem if the building, collapsed into the basement.
Now, the first thing you guys know is that for me to have relationship problems, I have to have a relationship. So no problems. Boom. Ha.
wise man.
My relationship is very new, so there is no problems.
And sometime in the midst of this conversation, Isolde quietly gets up and starts going and cooking the food, just quietly excusing herself from this conversation. Cooked. She's going to go deal with the food. She doesn't want to be a part of this conversation.
Yeah, she's got a thing. So, yeah. Ooh. Right.
So, did we decide that we're going to go and check out what's beyond that beholder hole thing?
You have more holes in your basement. More than a beholder. How the fuck did a beholder get down there?
Now, see, I have a bunch of theories about that. I have a bunch of theories about that.
Erasmus, I don't know. It's too early. I have not had my coffee or liquor for this.
About a beholder is that a beholder comes from another beholder being afraid about another beholder, right? It's like a bad dream. It's like the kid you definitely don't want.
Are you sure that this guy's not a bard also?
He's not a bard. I'm going to go in and help Isolde with kitchen stuff as Erasmus goes on his tangent about beholders.
Well, they all in her. What I
heard about it. You just got to go tell. You got to go tell.
No, it's fine. It's fine. No, the only her is like the fifth word I say, really. So,
well, I was just asking because if we did want to keep going down, well, a couple of things. One, I did the clairvoyant spell last night before bed, so I scoped out a little bit beyond the hole for that. But then also, since I quit adventuring years ago, I sold most of my stuff, and there's no armory in town.
Terrible idea.
I used to be, I used to be pretty good with a crossbow. I was wondering, Erasmus, I saw that you opened your hole, the egg came out and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Do you think you might have a crossbow down there I could borrow?
I mean, probably. I've shoveled a lot of shit in this hole. and I pull out my portable hole.
Do you mind if I jump in and look?
Yeah,
I can. Yeah, I'll bring a couple of barrels of beer. Put them in there if you want to take them as well.
I mean, I ain't gonna. I'm gonna die before I spend all this. Go ahead and get what you gotta get.
All right, thanks. All right, so Herder is going to jump into Erasmus's hole.
Ooh, boy.
And and be digging around. He's going to bring a couple of barrels of beer. He's specifically looking for a crossbow. If it looks like he might, the other folks are talking amongst themselves or whatnot, and he might be able to nip something else on his own, he's going to try to do that too.
Roll me a sleight of hand, please.
All right.
Do you need a passive perception or anything?
I think you and I are in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it'll only be Erasmus.
11.
Erasmus, I want you to just roll me a perception.
Sure.
Because you're not actually really paying attention.
When is he ever?
And actually roll it with disadvantage because he has wandered into this dark hole.
I'm behind my beer barrels too.
All right, well, that's a 9 then with disadvantage.
All right. You are able to find some stuff that fits nicely into your pocket.
I will put it there. Might check it out when I get a chance.
Wow.
All right.
Wow.
And I'm still looking for a crossbow.
It takes you a couple of minutes. You're like wading through knee-deep coins in some places. But you do find a crossbow. We'll actually give you a +1 crossbow.
All right.
Because, the dragon collected a bunch of cool stuff.
Fair.
All right. So once I find the crossbow and sufficiently disguise the other stuff in my pockets, I'm going to climb out of Erasmus's hole. I found one. Thank you.
Yep, there you go.
I might have something better than like mean things to say at people or monsters when we attack when we run into them in the future. I killed the beholder. I know, so I appreciate it.
All right, I fold up and place the hole back in my back pocket where the hole belongs.
All right, so Herder, your clairvoyance didn't give you a whole lot because, well, it's complicated down there.
I imagine, yeah.
But you were able to tell that when you first get through, there's going to be a lot of up and down. So when you're actually looking through the hole, you don't see much. But with your clairvoyance, you're able to tell that it goes for about 50 feet and then splits into a T intersection. So you know that you're coming up on a fairly blind intersection. You're also quite aware that it's very dark in there. There is no light other than whatever you'll be bringing in with you.
I tell my new friends, all of that, so that you know what I just saw.
Then it's probably a good idea if somebody scouts it out before the clinky clankies go down there.
Well, who are we gonna get to do that?
Our sneaky elf friend, I think.
So are you planning to go in completely alone?
Yes.
That was a leading question if I've ever heard one. Holy hell.
I'm going to be sneaky.
Would you like me to cast some dancing lights for you?
No.
Okie dokie.
I can see in the dark, but also...
You're the best.
Also, it's better to hide in the darkness than to have glowy things.
Alrighty.
How far does your dark vision go?
60 feet.
Okay. There's just going to be some pauses and math counting as I go, but that's fine.
Sorry.
That's fine. No, that's what happens in a dark tunnel.
Listen, if I had played a shadow sorcerer like I thought about, it would have been 120 feet. So.
Oh no, you want to know? You want to know better? I play a Twilight Domain cleric. You get 300 feet of dark vision with that, and can give it to other people. The same thing. I have broken a couple of things with a GM with that.
Yeah, I could see that.
If you're doing math and want help with numbers, I'm here for you.
No, Greg. No.
All right. So
our own personal number station.
You're able to go down into the basement there seem to be no new creatures there.
Okay.
Thank God for small miracles.
You go through the hole in the back of the basement, and that takes you to the cavern that the beholder had started carving out. At the side of that cavern, you see the hole sort of high up on the wall. And you're able to deduce that the beholder probably came from that hole. And if you follow that back, you'll get back to wherever it started out.
Herder remembered that it was high up and brought a ladder from home when he came back too.
Brilliant.
He's a smart fella.
He is a smart.
What a smart cookie.
So, Nelitha.
Nelitha's going to climb up the ladder and peer into the tunnel first.
Okay. Roll me a perception.
Cool beans. 26.
It's very quiet. Like, you sort of expected it to be more echoey, maybe?
Mm-hmm.
But it's very quiet. And very dark. And smells maybe a little bit like something was burning.
Okay. I'm gonna crawl into the hole and start sneaking.
Okay. How far are you going to go?
We'll start with 30 feet.
Okay. You move about 30 feet.
Herder's going to move over towards the entrance as well.
Okay.
Just to be here.
You don't hear anything.
Okay, I'm gonna keep going another 30 feet.
Well, after 20 feet, you are at the intersection.
Oh, then I would stop right at the intersection.
Just before it?
Yeah. And be at, against the wall so I can peer down each side of the tunnel.
Okay. So let me just...
Is the tunnel tall enough to walk through, or are we crawling, or what?
It is tall enough for you to stand in.
I'm crouching, though, because I'm trying to be sneaky.
And everyone knows that making yourself smaller is the way to be sneaky.
Sometimes.
So when you look to your left, the tunnel is empty.
Okay.
But near the end of your vision, there's a fork to the left, sort of going up. And when you look to your left, the tunnel continues, but there's a little branch going north.
Okay.
When you look to your right, again near the end of your vision, the tunnel continues, and there's a little branch going south.
I'll go back to the ladder where everybody is and tell them what I have found so far. Did not want to keep going without letting the group know. But we have a choice to make. Should we flip a coin, right or left?
Honestly, unless there's something that specifically draws you in one direction or the other, a coin flip might not be the worst idea.
So evens will be left, odds will be right. Well, we're going right.
All right.
All right.
Okay.
Usually when you're in a maze, you do the right hand rule. I wonder if that works when it's something that's made by a beholder.
Maybe.
They don't have hands.
No, you can't. Yeah, you can't deal with nothing they got going on.
Why are there even choices? What is this beholder doing?
Guess we're about to find out. You didn't ask him questions before you murdered him.
He got really murdery first.
Well,
Okay.
if you think about it, from what we know about beholders, if one comes from another, maybe it was throwing some weird curves in the path that it was carving through to keep the other one from following.
Fair. All right.
So then, the question then is, I suppose, do you want us to enter as well and stay back at various intersections?
I don't think that's a bad idea, because I don't want to get too far ahead and then get myself into trouble.
That would be a recipe for disaster.
Yup. I would say stay at least 30 feet back.
Honestly, I think it would be a good idea that if there are more intersections like this, that we wait at each intersection until you tell us.
That is fair. Yep.
And that way, if something comes down the other way, we'll be ready. We'll be able to handle it and see it there.
I agree, yeah. Let's do that then.
All right.
Herder will volunteer to stay in the rear again.
Our darling bard. I'll take the lead with my, power armor and shield and all. I mean, not literally power armor, but close enough.
All right. So, Nelitha, you said you're heading to the right?
Yes.
As you are looking around the corner, please roll me an investigation.
But Danny, that's not as good.
Aww.
But DB, that's okay. You're looking for things. You're not just sitting in silence, waiting for things to come to you.
Fine. So nat 20 for 27.
Okay.
Not as good, my
Not
ass.
as good. I mean, rogues, but still.
So, from the branch to the south, you don't hear anything, but the smell of burning is a little bit stronger. Like it used to be a fire.
Okay, but not like flesh smell?
No, more like wood or paper.
Okay.
That's coming from the branch to your south.
Okay.
From ahead of you, somewhere in the distance, you think you might hear footsteps, but you're not. It's hard to tell because it's quite a ways in the distance, but with that roll, you hear something.
Does the footsteps sound like they're coming towards us? Or me, anyway?
You can't really tell. They're distant and echoey and muffled.
Right. I will go back to them. Okay. Going forward, there is footsteps that I can hear. I'm not sure if they're coming towards us or away. The other end smells like something's been burning, like wood or paper.
Did you see anything more? Did it look like the paths kept going straight, or any more turns or door or side views or something?
So I know that the one is going straight, the one that I heard the footsteps, right? Did I see anything down the other one at all, or was it also continuous?
It seemed to form a small room.
One formed a small room, the one towards the south.
Well, it might not be a bad idea if that's where you were smelling something burnt to find out, if we can find out, what was burnt.
Yeah. All right, I can go check that out. I would suggest if you come down now to go ahead and come into the tunnel that goes towards the room in case somebody goes by.
That's a good idea.
So you can see. Yeah.
Nelitha gets into the room, and it looks like people had been camping here. Well, something had been camping here.
People?
There's a pile of ash in the corner. Well, off to the side. I guess there's not really a corner in this room. But it looks like there was probably a campfire. There's some, what looks like food waste, perhaps. You do notice that the sort of northeast corner, people might not want to walk over there.
Oh. If I go towards the fire, can I tell how long it's been out? Like, is there embers still in there, or?
There are no embers, but the ash is not cold.
So recently, anyway.
Yes.
Oh, shit. I see the other tunnel then, too?
You can see that there's a tunnel coming out the bottom of it that turns.
Yeah, okay. So we have another choice.
Mm-hmm.
We could go through this tunnel that we just found, or we could go towards where I heard the footsteps.
Can you look and see how far that other tunnel goes?
I can, yeah. I'm going to sneak over, Danny.
Okay.
Making sure not to step in any place that might be ewy.
Yep, that's a good plan.
Being sneaky.
Sneaky and un-ooey.
And that tunnel seems to end in a dead end.
Okay.
Roll me a perception.
I was going to say, I heard that seems to.
That would be a 21.
Okay. It definitely doesn't have another passage going through it. It does sort of go up higher, but there's nothing up there that you can see. On the floor, near the end of the tunnel, there's some more papers. It looks like pages from a book, perhaps.
Gonna slowly walk over to the pages and take out a dagger and gently lift them to make sure that they're not like trapped or anything. Basically checking for a trap.
Okay. Nothing happens when you do that.
Okay.
I prepared explosive runes today. I
will pick up the pages.
Okay. Give me a history check.
History?
Yes, history.
You mean I can't like acrobatics my way into knowing what this is?
Nope.
Can I parkour up the wall and find out? 20.
What languages do you speak?
Common, Elvish, Thieves' Cant, and Undercommon.
You don't recognize the language.
Shoot.
But you can take it back to your companions who are now waiting safely in the hall.
Do we want to come into the room or stay in the hall?
I think you guys should come into the room. I think I would have said that before I left, but if that's too much retcon, Danny, I understand.
No, that's fine. That makes sense.
Yeah, because you had said that.
I'm hanging around the embers.
Yeah. Before I leave, does it look like this wall is climbable at all?
I mean, everything's climbable if you really want to. But you don't notice anything that seems to indicate that you should climb it.
Okay.
You're looking at these walls, and they are fairly smooth.
Yeah.
From what you know about beholders and from what Erasmus rambled on about beholders, you're pretty sure that it tunneled through here using its disintegration I-beam.
Okay.
And just disintegrated the matter in front of it.
Okay.
And it may have accidentally looked up, or it may have been considering making this into a taller room like the one that they fought him in.
Okay. So it seems like it would end in like basically a ceiling then.
Yeah.
If I went far enough up. Okay.
And it's not that high. Like the tunnels that you've been going through have been about 6 to 8 feet tall.
Oh, okay.
And this one is maybe 10 or 12 feet up.
So I could see that the
yes,
top
you can
of it.
see the top of it.
Then okay. My worry was that this is where the entrance point was for him. No. Okay. Then I will just gonna put a hand on the wall to make sure that it is a solid wall.
The wall is solid beneath your hand.
Great.
It feels like a wall.
And I will go back to the others.
Okay.
I'm gonna sneak up behind our bard friend.
Of course you are.
And just go, what are you doing?
What the sweet hell?
Maybe don't make him yell. The tunnels echo.
Oh, you're right. But it was just too much fun. Also, I found these pages. Could not understand them. So I'll hand them to someone else.
What languages do the rest of you have?
Common, Draconic, and Elvish.
Common, Dwarvish, Halfling, and Orc.
You speak Halfling. That's cool.
And Orc.
Halfling's harder to get a hold of.
They're slippery.
Common, Dwarvish.
I'm sorry, what?
And Minotaur.
Common, Dwarvish, and Minotaur.
What?
I feel like that might have something to do with the horses.
You didn't really piss off horses. It was just a Minotaur that he didn't look at the front of.
No. So you know how like Minotaurs come from in various ways bulls. This is the kind of Minotaur that comes from in various ways horses.
A centaur.
Oh gosh.
That's what I missed.
Yes, centaur.
Oh man, it's been ages since the centaur played.
Oh goodness. Well, luckily, these pages, Herder, you recognize the writing on them. It is halfling.
I've seen this writing. It's halfling.
Interesting. Well, you let us know what it's saying. I'm going to keep an eye out on the tunnel.
All right, I'm going to read these things.
All right.
And tell my peoples what they're saying.
Give me a history check, please, Herder.
Yes. History is natural 1, so that's a 5.
No. Oh. Okay. Well, the good news
Herder
is
so awesome.
You know nothing.
You can translate them.
That's right. And I can make some shit up too.
And they seem like stories.
Okay.
Maybe. Or maybe it's a historical account of something that was just written in a story format. I don't know, there's something about pixies and green floaty thing. You're not entirely sure. But you can do a word-for-word translation if you want to.
I'll tell my friends I can do that it's hard for me to understand exactly what's going on here, but I could word for word translate it if you want.
Might be a good idea. Then maybe we could deduce it together.
Maybe one of you guys can figure it out.
Sure, we can try.
Okay, let's have everyone roll a history check.
What's not?
And Herder, roll a performance check.
Oh,
and
good.
you just need to not get a nat 1.
Sorry. And it is a 4, so 14.
Okay, yeah, you are able to translate word for word, and the rest of you are listening. What were your history checks there? 27. Okay.
Do the rest of us need to even say?
I don't think you really need to. Erasmus, it makes sense because you know a lot of random stories. And you recognize these stories. They're from Halfling, so the wording is a little bit weird, but these are kids' stories. They're like the equivalent of fairy tales. You recognize them as being specific to Halflings. They're sort of more traditional Halfling stories, but you've heard them translated or similar versions for other groups. But they're like kids' stories, fairy tales.
Oh. Yeah, they're like, you remember hearing that story about the halfling and the wizard showing up at his house? You ever heard that story? The hat, and then the wizard's really rude. He invites a bunch of other people
I've heard
into his house. Anyway,
pieces of that.
Yes.
Yeah, these are all like
yes.
kid tales, bedtime stories.
And remind me what the state of these pages are.
They look like they've been torn out of a book. The edges are ragged. They're not really in sequential order at this point.
That's
and
sad.
if you're looking at them, give me a perception check, please.
Are we all looking at them, or
anyone who's looking at them can give me a perception check?
I am not. I'm at the tunnel, making sure no one's sneaking.
I'm looking at them because I'm reading them, and so I got an 11 on my perception check.
That's a 9 for me.
All right.
I rolled a 2. Okay.
Well,
sometimes the dice.
Yeah, they're torn from a book.
I feel like there's important information there, though, Danny.
Probably.
Oh no.
Well,
we can stick them in a bag and examine them at a later date.
Yeah, I have a
okay. With the 15, Erasmus,
I have 15.
You are looking at the pages, and you glance over at the fire remnants in the corner, and there's a corner of a piece of paper that looks pretty much the same as these. There's a corner of a page
in the corner,
sort of sticking out of the ashes of the fire.
Yeah. See this right here? This little piece of paper right here? I don't know how to mend anything.
You need some mending? I happen to have a mending spell.
I mean, if that work, I don't know. I don't know if it works on burnt stuff.
I don't think so.
Because it's not there
Only if it
anymore.
were torn.
Oh.
Yeah, if you had the rest of the page, you could mend it back together, but unfortunately it's been burnt, so.
Why? Is someone burning a book? Why would you do that?
They may have needed just something for heat.
But not a book. I love books.
Well, sometimes you have to burn a book.
You never have to burn a book.
There's always some alternative.
Burn your clothes. Burn your pants before you burn a book.
Listen, as a lit major, I am wholeheartedly agreed with you, but Nalitha don't give a fuck.
Fair.
This checks out.
Now, there are all kinds of things you can do with a book before you burn.
That's the
I will not
first.
list them.
Is Erasmus looking in that pile in the top left corner to see if there are pages of the book over there as well?
Not the poopy.
Oh.
Yeah.
Danny, is
Yeah, you find a scrap of paper over there, too.
gross.
I mean, nice soft pages.
Clearly someone doesn't respect the written word.
See? Yeah, this is one of the things I wasn't going to list.
Well, should we keep these pages? I get back home, I can rebind them.
We might as well.
Okay.
They don't take up that much room.
No,
So now there was nothing else down there.
there was not. It ended in a dead end.
All right. Well then, back out to the passageway.
Before that, Danny, do I hear anything? Do I hear the noise coming closer?
As you stick your head into the passage, no, it seems to be the same level of sort of echoing as before.
Yeah, it seems like, we should keep going. I'm gonna start going down the tunnel.
Crying over the book.
I'm gonna let her get ahead until it comes to another corner or crossroads.
Okay. You do find a crossroads up ahead.
Oh, goodness.
So there it is, a full crossroads. You can go north, east, or south. You're coming from the west.
Great. I'm gonna listen to see if I hear anything down either tunnels and also take a look.
Okay. For listening, let's roll perception.
I'm gonna use one of my lucks, because that was a nat 1.
Ooh.
The only one.
No, it's quite common for me. That would be
that about you.
that would be a 21. Or I'm sorry,
Okay.
a 28.
With a 28, the sounds of footsteps and whatnot seem to be coming from the northern direction.
So not in front of me.
Correct.
Okay. I will... Do I see anything down any of the tunnels?
Nothing obvious, no.
Nothing obvious.
They look like the tunnel that you've been coming down.
Okay. I'm going to sneak back and go, all right, so, footsteps are coming. There's a 4-way crossroads. Footsteps are coming from the north still. I don't know if they're coming towards us or going away. The DM said that nothing was obvious about looking at the tunnels.
The what?
Yeah.
Sorry. The other tunnels didn't seem any different than the one we've been in.
I mean, I don't think we're in enough danger to consult a danger manual. But
The footsteps are probably friendly people.
I don't know about that. You cannot be too cautious.
Maybe we can offer them a beer.
Sure, if we find people that are friendly, you can offer them a beer.
I do think it would be a good idea to go in the direction of the footsteps, if only because we don't want that at our backs.
I agree. So, I'm gonna start heading down.
I'll be happy to follow all of you in the direction of the footsteps.
Once we get to the crossroads, I'm gonna be like, okay, so I have a suggestion. Probably the two that are armored should look down the halls that we are not exploring, and the squishy boy should probably look down the one we've come from.
All right, I'll take this one.
Oh, Danny, you're making them have too many choices over here.
Okay. So, Issel, you're going in the same direction as Nelitha?
No. I'm watching the passageway where my token is.
Okay. Erasmus is the one who wandered northwards?
Yes, I'm light blue.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I'm purple. I'm watching this passageway as Nelta comes by, so...
Erasmus, do you see in the dark?
Yes, my belt lets me see in the dark.
Is it 60 feet again?
Oh, you have a dwarven belt?
Let's see here. Yeah, 60 feet of dark vision.
So you see down this tunnel. The tunnel itself seems empty. You've noticed that there's not a lot of, like, dirt and rubble on the floor, making it hard to look for footprints and things like that. Nelitha, were you going up to that intersection?
Yes.
Okay. Roll me a perception.
26.
The sound is coming from your left.
Do I see anything when I look down that way?
You see the corner as the tunnel turns again.
Alex. I will go back again to tell everybody.
As you do, you hear the footsteps, and they are louder. Like, quite loud. And as you are turning to walk back down that hall, I'm going to need you to roll initiative.
Oh, good. Just me?
Oh, no, everyone can roll initiative.
Okay. Fuck.
I rolled a 12.
Okay. Nelitha, what did you get?
23. Thank God I got those bad rolls out before the game.
Issel?
10.
And Erasmus.
8.
Fuck. Thank God for the close of displacement.
That is very handy. So, Nelitha, you go first, and you see a pair of hobgoblins trying to run behind you down that hallway.
Just away?
You're not sure, but they're definitely skittering. You do see the glint of metal.
Okay, well, I am going to... Can I try and talk to them?
Sure.
What are you running from? I'm going to use this in Undercommon.
Oh. Let's see. It looks at you and says, what?
Oh,
in common.
Fuck. What are you running from?
You shouldn't be here.
Why shouldn't I be here?
This is not your place. Go.
We could have a civilized conversation about this. Whose place is it?
His? We're supposed to defend it.
Who is he?
Big guy, lots of eyes.
Oh, he's gone.
Yeah, I don't believe that. And he brandishes his sword.
Oh, you
go away.
You don't want to do that.
You don't want to be here. Go away.
I don't want to be here, but you also don't want to fight. Where is this big, scary man with all the eyes?
It looks at you again and says, go away. Talking's not working.
That's okay. I'm going to hold my action until they try to attack me.
Okay. Herder, you're up next.
All right. Herder should have been thinking about what he was going to do while Nelitha was talking. But he got caught up in the story.
It happens.
Dangerous, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is very dangerous.
You got a whole bunch of new tricks last time, so you've got a couple of extra things to look at now.
I'm learning so much and making up stuff as we go.
Well, that's how D&D works.
I had legit forgotten about the various gains after the last session, so I was like, crap, hurry.
Herder is still very new to coming back to adventuring after quitting several years ago, selling all of his stuff and everything. And he is going to let his companions know that he's going to stay back at this intersection. He'll look down this southward one to see if he can see anything. He does have dark vision and 60 feet, and just stay here to kind of guard things just in case.
Okay, so I will let you see The tunnel seems to go down. There's another branch, but you don't see anyone.
I tell our friends that it goes down and curves, and it looks like there's another branch just a few feet in that goes back towards that room with the fire and poop. But it seems quiet.
Isolt, you're up.
I mean, I hear voices that sound... This is going to sound a little bit elitist, but small and insignificant.
Damn.
Not wrong.
That is very much in character.
Little bit. So she's going to like glance back around the corner and look at what Nelitha is dealing with and then be like, if you really need me, yell, but otherwise I'm staying here, and continue looking down the passageway that I'm in just to make sure we don't get rushed from behind by something else.
Okay.
But I have every faith in Nelitha to, deal with two hobgoblins.
Yes. So the hobgoblin, the first one, the one that you were talking to, has his sword out, and he is going to try to hit you, Nelitha.
Disadvantage.
Well, I'm thinking a 14 probably isn't going to hit anyway.
Nope.
He misses, but his friend is going to try the same. And the 5 is certainly not going to hit. Erasmus.
I was holding my action in case
they hit me. Oh, you were.
Yeah.
I mean, they didn't hit you, but they did try.
They did try.
In case they attacked me,
yes.
Yeah. I'm gonna pull my rapier out.
Okay.
And swing at the first one that tried to hit me.
All right.
Not trying to kill him right away.
Okay.
Stab for limbs.
Yeah.
Okay.
A lot. 21?
Yep, that's gonna hit.
Okay. That is 10 points of damage.
He falls to the ground, bleeding profusely.
Stop it. We could talk about this.
Well, you killed him anyway.
Offer him some beer.
No, we can't. We are to defend these passages.
Where is your boss? Wouldn't you rather be alive and not bleeding on the ground? Did they take your children? What is happening? Self-preservation, man.
We're not what matters. We must protect the tunnels.
All right. I'm just saying that we do not need to be doing this.
Erasmus, you're up.
Ask him how many eye things there are. As I walk over, I'm going to, they're hobgoblins. I'm going to grab the one that's still standing by the ear.
All right. Go ahead and roll intimidation for me.
Oh, come on. 6.
It looks at you. We must protect the tunnels. At all costs, we must protect the tunnels.
This is what blind devotion gets you.
Aren't you a paladin?
I never said my devotion was blind.
I know, but it's just one of those things that, like, wait a minute.
Yeah. I walked into my oath with my eyes wide open.
All right. Are you doing anything else, Erasmus, or just failing to intimidate?
I mean, if he's not going to be swayed by pulling him by the ear, then I try to just like yeet him down the hallway. Like,
are you?
Eat.
Go ahead and make an unarmed attack. Yeah, that's gonna be eating, right?
Sure.
I don't have stats for Hobgoblin as a weapon, but I feel like I should. I may need that in the future with you guys.
Everything's a weapon if you throw it hard enough.
He manages to just get out of your way. So you do not actually manage to throw him down the hall. He's small and wiry.
Just get out of here.
Nelitha, you're up again.
So is your boss this way so we could have a talk with him? Because he's technically trespassing on private property.
The hobgoblin just looks at you and repeats, "We must protect the tunnels at all costs."
Okay, I'm going to start walking down.
Where are you walking?
The way they came from.
Okay. They'll both take their attacks of opportunity on you.
Disadvantage.
Why is it at disadvantage?
Cloak of displacement.
Well, an 8's not going to do it. And a 13's not going to do it. So, they both swing and miss.
Clang, clang.
Herder, are you doing anything?
I yell at them if they want a beer, they can have a beer. I really like this stout that I brew. I want everybody to have it.
All right. Isolt, are you doing anything?
So I guess that's a no on the beer.
They don't seem interested.
Do I see anything down the hallway that I'm in?
You also have dark vision, don't you?
I do. I have goggles, which gives me 60 feet if you needed to know.
You see that the hallway continues, and it looks like it might curve at the end, but there's nothing in the hallway.
And it continues on past my line of sight?
Yes.
Okay. Kind of sigh and look back over my shoulder and get a view on what's going on with these hobgoblins. Are they in my line of sight?
Yes, one of them still is. The one that is rather injured.
Do they look like they're about to go after Nelitha?
Absolutely, yes.
Okay. I'm going to step down into the intersection of the hall, reach down at my side, pick up a javelin, toss it up in my hand, and then yeet it at the hobgoblin that I can see.
All right.
That is a 22 to hit.
That will hit.
For 12 points of damage.
Holy shit.
The hobgoblin expires.
Aw, damn it.
and then I'll look at the other one as I pull out another javelin and say, if you don't want to follow suit and be pinned like a fly on a card, stand down. This is your last warning.
He looks at you and just says, "We must protect the tunnel at all costs."
Very well. And that is my turn.
Okay. That hobgoblin is going to move as close as it can to Nelitha.
Bad idea.
And is going to try attacking again.
Also a bad idea.
I bet it's at a disadvantage.
It is. It's always.
Can't imagine why.
And I'm guessing that a 21 will still not hit.
No, 21 hits.
Oh!
I only have a 16 armor class. That's why I have the Cloak of Displacement.
21 wouldn't hit me, but I'm also in like a lot of armor with a shield.
Okay. That will be 5 points of damage.
I'm going to uncanny dodge. So that I'll drop it to 3.
Okay.
2, you round down.
Oh, 2, thank you. And my uncanny dodge and then the slow head turn as if you made a terrible fucking mistake.
Yep. Erasmus, you're up.
You've met with a terrible fate, haven't you?
It's like, oh, I told you to run. Maybe I can just knock this one out. Man, just flat the blade. No. I'll use an arm strike.
Lucky demands blood.
14.
That is going to miss. They actually have a remarkably high AC.
Hobgoblins.
Okay. Oh, I'm a 5th level fighter. I'll just try him at 6.
That also misses.
Oh my.
Did you multi-class, Erasmus?
Okay.
Because we're 11th level, which means you should have 3 attacks.
Yeah. Oh, all right.
I don't get that, because paladins don't get 3 attacks, but...
23.
Yeah, that definitely hits him.
Should those have been at an advantage because we are flanking?
Are we using flanking rules?
I didn't know.
I'm going to say no, just given the setup of this tunnel system.
That's
no, that's fine. I just wanted to make sure.
It's 5 damage.
Okay. It does not look like it's doing well.
It's kind of like harsh whisper, like, stay down. Just stay down.
Nelitha, you're up.
Okay. With my rapier out, I am going to say, this is your last chance. You could tell us what is down here, or you can die.
Everything is here. We must protect the tunnels.
What is everything?
We must protect the tunnels.
Fuck it, he's dead. I'm gonna fucking attack him.
Okay.
That would be an 18 to hit.
That is their AC, so yes, that hits.
Wow, that's a high AC.
Yep.
And that would be balls. 5 points of damage.
He falls to the floor, bloodied, but still gasping. We must protect the tunnels.
Can I just move over him and like get down on my knees and go, what is down here? We could save you. You do not have to die here.
Roll a persuasion.
I'm not the persuasive one.
No, you're not.
I think it's between me and the bard for who has good persuasion.
22?
Damn.
Okay.
I only rolled high.
Yeah.
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
He looks at you and blinks. Everything is here. We're transporting it. He wanted a new home.
Transporting it.
The master wanted to move.
Does your master have a name?
His name is not important to us.
Is your master a beholder?
Of course.
Where is he?
He waits in his new home. We are to transport things.
Bitch, where is that?
He's given you what he's given you.
I know.
That's as persuasive as you are. He's given you what he's given you.
All right.
You do notice that both of these hobgoblins have backpacks full of stuff.
Can I pull some of the stuff out of his backpack?
You can, but that would be an action, and that would have to be...
That's fair.
Later on, because we're still technically in initiative. Herder, are you doing anything?
Yeah, so Herder, he's gonna come up to where he can see. He can move up to about here, up in the T. Mm-hmm. Can he see the hobgoblin now?
Yes.
All right, so then he is going to cast a Vicious Mockery.
We can save you, but no, we're going to insult your mother first.
We're going to insult you to death.
Yep.
You had your chance. This one is not always as nice as they're being right now. And this is you have made every stupid decision you can. I want your backpack. And you smell like poopy.
Okay. And that's a wisdom save?
Count Dooku over here.
Right. Yes. You must succeed a wisdom saving throw. Yeah.
Well, that was a nat 1. So,
that's 2d4 of psychic damage and have disadvantage on the next attack roll.
Well, he only had 1 hit point left.
Bye.
Well, Herder's coming in with 8 to take him out. Insulted you to death.
Vicious Mockery is such a weird cantrip.
Nalitha looks up and goes, "You don't think I'm nice?"
I didn't even think that was a question.
Not always. You burned down the other bar.
I did not burn down the other bar.
Transitive.
No.
Actually, that is kind of nice for me. So I'm cool with that.
If you all keep arguing loudly, we're going to draw more down upon us.
Oh, you mean like the large argument we had with them to stand down, all that stuff?
Mm-hmm. I'm actually going to pause and start listening to see to hear if anything else is coming along the way.
Okay, go ahead and roll me a perception.
A lot of 11s tonight. That's an 18.
You don't hear anything that sounds near to you. There might be distant noises, but nothing that feels near enough to be of a concern at the moment.
Okay.
I want to take the backpack.
Absolutely. You
Both
take the backpack.
I'll take them both unless someone beats me to the other one.
Isolde's still staying right here. She's just like, just hand me back my javelin, please.
Are you going to look through them right now, or are you going to wait?
I would I would ask my friends, do we have a minute? I could take a quick look through these backpacks.
I'm not sure if we do.
I don't hear anything.
Might have something that'll help us understand what's going on.
I don't hear anything.
What are they transporting?
We could go back to that one room that we were in.
We'll go to the poopy room.
Sure.
All right. Can we go to the poop room and
okay?
The poop fire room.
So you all head back to that small room and start looking through the backpacks.
Does somebody want to stand guard at the door?
I will.
And Herder, I'll get you to roll investigation to see what you can find in those backpacks.
And I roll a 2 because I really suck. And but I get +2, so 4.
Okay. Well, the important thing is that you recognize that these are books. Their bags are full of books.
I love books.
Time to burn them.
Hey now. See, I told you weren't nice.
That was DB.
And before we get too much into that, I actually need to get some more details about what's in there. So this feels like a good place to stop for the night. You all are in a safe place. Well,
safe-ish.
Safe.
There's
Safe-ish.
one entrance that they could come from, basically.
Yes, you are in a defensible location.
Yeah,
so
there
we're
it
going to
is.
go ahead and stop there. For now, thank you all for watching. And we'll see you in 2 weeks with the contents of some backpacks.
Bye.
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 A Majestic Goose podcast.
Honk.